Welcome, comic book fans, to Potbelly Gamers #Pullthis for Wednesday, August 16th, 2017. I'm your host, Glenn Crimp, aka Leafs and Six, and this is my top choices for the comics released this week. Alright, this week we finally get the Scott Snyder, Greg Capullo, I'm gonna not call it a masterpiece yet, but it's almost there. DC's Dark Knight's Metal. What an amazing comic this is. We have the two preludes already happening with casting and Forge, which were amazing. They've all led to this big event that DC has been really pushing. Stay tuned after this video to see how you can win your own copy from us for in honor of our 100th podcast episode coming up this Friday on the allgames.com radio network. We're going to be giving away the metal version of #1. So stay tuned after this for details on how you can win that yourself. Dark Knight's Metal opens up with some carvings in the sand. We see wolf, bear, and bird, kind of symbols in the ground in a little bit of sand sketched. And near the end of that panel, we have blood scattered all over them. Now again, this comic has dropped so many hints from throughout the DC universe. We do have an idea that I think some of the symbols do represent, I'm going to say Vandal Savage, I believe the Immortals, and obviously birds, I'm going to say the Hawkman and Hawkgirl. Throughout we are having Carter Halls, who is Hawkman's. It's his journal about going on, discovering this dark universe that's about to be unleashed into the DC universe. After that panel, we jump ahead. Mongol has captured the Justice League. Opens up with the Justice League in an arena. Mongol has put this metal that's almost holding back their powers already on them with armor. We've discovered Batman knowing that Mongol has been captured and he was being monitored, and they are trying to figure out how did the group that was monitoring him break through that system where they're not watching him anymore. Now he's also captured Toyman, and as they're in this arena, we get these giant robot monsters that come out after the Justice League, which are really cool. And the team does listen to Batman, because really, who wouldn't listen to Batman? And they allow these machines to eat them. When they get inside, they do notice that the machines have their symbols inside of them, and which is really a cool splash page of the comic. A la Voltron, the Justice League becomes one huge awesome mech warrior. A really cool beginning to the comic and really gets you hyped for what's coming up. So after defeating Mongol, the Justice League is now heading back to Earth. And what they discovered, Alfred sends Batman a message that you need to obviously get back to Gotham right now. There's been a catastrophic event in Gotham. The Justice League lands back in Gotham only to find a gigantic mountain that has just placed itself dead center in Gotham. Now, for history fans of the DC Universe, a lot of this is going to look very familiar. That mountain itself looks like the Challengers of the Unknown's lairs, which is really awesome. They do walk around it, and they happen to find a door, because of course you'd find a door, to get into this hollow cave, which they discovered as well. Even the symbol on the door is almost replicant of the Challengers of the Unknown symbols. It is a little tweaked different. There's a little bit of an hourglass style in that doorway where you can see the top is really empty and the bottom's kind of full. But the Justice League makes their way into this cavern. Now what's really awesome is when they get in there, they find kind of a hibernation pod. Cyborg does realize that there's people inside of the pod in a hibernation state. But to the left of that panel, we see Red Tornado. I was absolutely so excited. I was like, oh my god, Red Tornado's back. That was so awesome. We continue looking, and then as they're investigating what's going on, we have the Blackhawk. Now, if you remember, the Blackhawks have kind of been stalking Batman through All-Star Batman comics as well. We do get into that. She does confront them, only to finally take off her mask and reveal that it's Hawkgirl herself, Kendra. So Kendra has been leading the Blackhawks, and she decides we got to take Batman and the Justice League back to their island, and she's going to discuss what she's been discovering of what's going on with the world right now. As we continue, Lady Blackhawk invites Batman and the Justice League to Blackhawk Island, where she does explain what has been going on. Now, she does mention to this that Carter Hall has been leaving a journal of what he has been discovering with the nymph metal, which is what has been causing a lot of this dark matter. Now, again, within the meeting room on Black Hawk Island, we see more great little nuggets from DC's past. You have the Metal Men there. We see the 80s Starman. We have T.O. Morrow in this. The original Blackhawks. Lots of great little Easter egg candies all throughout this comic, which is really amazing. As she is explaining, the journal from Carter Hall has gone missing and they can't find it to figure out what's going on. We also go back to the New 52 universe and we have a great map of all 52 universes. Does kind of suck that we're not at the Infinity Universe yet, but even Flash and Lady Blackhawk, Kendra, are talking about we have 52 universes. She flips it over, the map over. Sorry, side note, I do want to mention it's the same map that we had back in the New 52 that they showed in that comic, the guide to the 52 universes, which is really cool that they use the same map. Now when we flip the map over, it's a dark side, and this is where Kendra explains that there is the dark universe that is happening and trying to discover what we need to do into this universe. And as always, as she is explaining that, Batman being Batman, they brought Red Tornado back to Black Hawk Island, and Red Tornado just all of a sudden is activated. Everybody's favorite android has now been activated, and he starts off with a huge warning, yelling at the Justice League that they opened the door, which is really cool. And then finally, it's been so long since we've seen Red Tornado in action. Yes, Red Tornado in action. He starts to somewhat attack the Justice League and the Blackhawks there. Meanwhile, while all that's happening, I love the one-liner by the Green Lantern, and he tells everybody, if you don't think Batman planned this, of course Batman planned this distraction to get himself out. Now Batman does get out of the throne room and he grabs one of the dinosaurs on Black Hawk Island, radios out to Alfred, I got it, let's get out of here, and bam, Batman's gone. Now, in another great Easter egg panel, we have, as Batman has escaped, we have Dr. Fate, Steel, and Plastic Man that have also already had visions of this metal force coming at them. So we see the silhouettes, again, what DC, and you know, I'm sure everybody has seen already what DC has pushed out, what the Batmen, the Bat Metal Men are going to look like. So we get a silhouette of them and the visions these three characters have had. Again, Plastic Man in a nice little egg-shaped form was alright. I'm very excited about that. Now, as we get back, Batman does start to investigate the nth metal that he has stolen from the Blackhawks. As he starts to investigate it, all of a sudden, Alfred and Batman hear a noise upstairs. What has been discovered is all of a sudden in the study, Batman walks through, he discovers that there's now a bat symbol on the floor that is illuminated and opened up a door. And lo and behold, Carter Hall has hidden his journal into Wayne Manor. Now, to go back a little bit, we have discovered that when we go back to Grant Morrison's run in Final Crisis, the word has been generated that it was Batman, or Wayne, I should say more importantly, that is going to be causing a lot of this problems that are about to go happen. And it looked like it was about Lady Blackhawk wanted to kill Batman as we go back to Black Hawk Island where they have the guns pointed at Batman to end what's about to come, as it has been warned and Carter Hall has written. So we do flash forward. Batman now has Carter Hall's diary. As the last panel happens, and DC has already thrown this out before this, but it was absolutely amazing. I was lucky enough, I didn't really want to get into spoilers, so I will throw out the spoilers for you so you know. But as Batman is finishing Carter Hall's journal, an amazing last page. We have Dream of the Endless. That's right, for Neil Gaiman Sandman fans, Dream appears to Batman. Absolutely stunning, an amazing book. I was so excited to read this. Read it 3 times. This is the book to get this week. It was so good. Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo, amazing work. Everybody will get out and to enjoy this book. It's so good, can't say enough great things about it. It's now time for Quick Hits. Alright, The War of Jokes and Riddles Part 4. Amazing work, Tom King. Again, I'm just going to keep saying at it again. This time, it is quite an interesting take on this comic. Bruce Wayne has invited both the Joker and the Riddler to dinner, just to figure out how to stop this war, get either side's version of what's happening. One of the great things in this is he offers $1 billion to either the Joker or the Riddler to convince him on which side would be better if they killed the Batman. A really great fun story. I would highly just recommend picking this up just to complete your Batman week. And that's my pull list for this week. As always, please tune in to the podcast. We're on the allgames.com radio network. We're live every Friday night from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This week, it is our 100th episode. As I mentioned at the top of the video, we're going to have lots more giveaways. Especially, we're going to be giving away the Dark Knights metal version. It is the metal version. Super great cover as well. Tune into the podcast to find out how you can get this copy into your hands. And join us for all the fun. And we have other giveaways as well. It's going to be great. We're really proud and really excited to have our 100th straight podcast happening this Friday night. Again, 6 p.m., 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Go to allgames.com and we'll see you there this Friday. As always, I just also want to say thank you to WashiKong for their support. Please visit washikong.com for apparel, toys, and great stuff on there as well. And as always, please support your local comic book shop, because if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have great titles like these every single week. Thanks a lot. Can't wait to hear you on the 100th podcast this Friday. Please give us a follow at potbellygamers.com on Twitter. Like us on Facebook, which is potbellygamers.com. And our YouTube channel, just right here. All you got to do is hit subscribe. Hint, that could be something to do with getting this comic. And we'll see you then. Have a great week. Bye.